Okay. Hey guys. Okay, some girls reporting here and posting on the Craze channel for another 2 days, unless they decide not to take my warning off of the main channel. It was totally stupid. It was concerning Kamala Harris. And honestly, I'm not even going to get into it because I got a, warning and they took the channel down for 3 fucking months. So here we go. Excuse me. I'm hang on a moment. Let me get rid of this. So I'm, looking at the Daily Mail today and exclusive. Oh wait, this isn't right. Oop, 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 oop. I do need this, but not now. Let's do this. Sorry about that. No, I'm not going to start over. I was reading this thing about, this is such a load of shit, man. The biggest load of shit I've read in really a long time. I'll try to, I'm not going to read every detail of this because I find it to be so fucking uninteresting. And he's lying again. I'll tell you what's going on with this man. He lies fucking all the time. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and be honest. I don't know what went on between Tom Markle, and I am not going to call him Thomas. He doesn't have my respect. Tom Markle Sr. Okay, so for this article, when we mention her dad, it's going to be Tom, and the son will be Junior, even though these people are not junior sized, right? So Tom Markle Sr., I believe, is a big fucking liar. I can back it up. I can't take any of my private videos off of some girl's channel right now and make them public. I'm not even going to do that now. But I followed this extremely closely in 2018 when it was actually interesting and when you could actually go, what the fuck's going on here? Something is really wrong. Turned out we were all right. Okay. All correct. Okay. So we go into this article. I saw this early this morning or this afternoon or whatever. Okay. Meghan Markle's father. Okay. It's been updated. Ugh, fuck. They updated. What did they have to correct? And restructure a lie. I'm leaving America for a new life abroad. Well, he's in Mexico right now. And as far as I know, has been there for, let's see, how long has that witch been in our lives for? Well, not in my life, but a lot of people for some reason focus on this chick. Like, as for a living and for clicks on X and YouTube and other places. And unless you're close to the royal family or working at one of the castles or working somehow for the UK doing stuff related to the royal family, what the fuck do you even care for? There was someone on Twitter, X, the other day, some guy by the last name of Cohen, that thinks that Donald Trump is going to be focused on Prince Harry. Are you fucking kidding me? This country is blowing up with crime. You've got, I don't know, 80 million illegals here. I know. I am highballing the number. It could be more. Plus, they're pumping out babies every day, too. Hang on a minute. I am drinking a beer. It's my first one. Okay, I've had half of it. So actually 3/4, but it's been open for like 2 hours. That's what I do. Yeah. I've got crutches. I'm in the middle of ice and shit. I have steps here. I have, I run my own show here and I certainly can't afford to fall down. So no, I'm not. And no, I wasn't drinking when this happened either. Which I had zero everything in my bloodstream. That's a whole nother thing that we'll talk about another time. See, I'm going off already. I digress. Okay. I'm leaving America. I guess he would need South America. I mean, like, where does this guy actually? Okay. For a new life abroad. And this is why. Because of Donald Trump. I mean, he's in Mexico right now. But we'll get there. In this exclusive interview, I mean, how is this exclusive? If somebody wanted to interview Tom Markel from the Daily Mail, he's going to fucking do it because he's going to get paid. And he is a narcissist and wants the exposure, but I thought he was still recovering from his stroke. Whatever happened, it was so weird. And I'm going to go over this again. What the fuck? I just really, I'm going to do this because I'm irritable about this because I can't believe that people actually, okay. Oh boy, I wish I could access these videos. Okay, I believe was it 2022? Yes, it was 2022. It was right before the Jubilee. And he was going to, I think, stay with Lady C. He wanted to try to go horseback riding because he was a country boy with Charles and Camilla. He was going to go to Clarence's house. I mean, they blocked that street off. Didn't they block the street off during the Jubilee? They did during Will and Kate's wedding. I did go there in 2011 for that event specifically. And I was just thinking about it for some reason. And that's kind of what prompted me to do this because I was going to do it earlier. But I thought I'll just wait, and just, okay, so here we go. So he was going to do all this shit. And then he had this video channel. And he posted a bunch of videos that probably still get views and clicks, which means he's still making money. And the guy knows what he's doing. I mean, he's a Hollywood guy. People say, oh, yeah, he's a lighting director. Lighting directors are big. He was director of photography. And that's a big job. And that is a job where you're on union scale, right? Am I right? Or you make more than that. It's a job. He also worked for PBS, which at some point, why he left, I don't know, but I'm going to go ahead and make an assumption. It's very possible that he still gets a pension or still has a pension plan that has been, especially under Trump, multiplying and making money. And he will begin to make more money on these investments. He probably has I don't think they had did they have 401ks back then? I think those started in the mid to late 80s. So, I mean, I remember I worked at a brokerage firm and did I go in one? Plus we had profit sharing at the brokerage firm. God, even I made money as a secretary off of that shit when I quit. Get it? I know. Oh, fuck. He probably has either an IRA or whatever the equivalent of a 401k is. Okay, so maybe there wasn't sharing, where the contribution, where the employer contributes a certain amount if you contribute a certain amount. And it's different for each employer. So let's leave that alone. He probably has a large retirement fund, which I'm sure has been invested in growing interest. If you take money out of that, you get penalized. But since he's 80 years old, he's not going to get penalized. So he can utilize that money anytime he wants. If you're not from the US, you probably don't understand these laws. Then he gets the same thing. I'm sure he had a 401k or retirement funds that he is living off of. Plus he gets Medicare, which he's probably getting a couple grand a month from, because he was a high income person. He wasn't didn't earn the same income as Tom Cruise, but he was of higher income range than, say, I don't know, a waitress. Although right now, Tom, uh, in the US, if Trump follows through and we can get this passed through Congress, if you are a waitress, it's going to help you very much so, because you will no longer be paying tax on tips. And people are like, "Oh, big deal." It is a big deal because people hide income with tips. They don't report. They're not. I will bet close to 100% of people that rely on tips for a living don't report 100%. I just know it. I I could tell you personal stories. I know in the 90s, um, a friend of my brother's, his sister. I mean, my brother's second wedding. He was best man, so that's tight. And this was a very popular, successful restaurant. Um, okay, I won't tell you exactly where it was. It was okay, near where I lived, maybe a couple miles away, through the neighborhoods. An old, uh, historic neighborhood, and close to like the Washington, where the mayor used to live, Washington Highlands. Well, he's in Luxembourg. I'm sure he still has his house. These houses are so beautiful and so historic. You know, I would love to own one, but the crime has gotten so bad, and it goes up and down in these areas at the moment. It's quite bad, but it's close, sort of close to Miller Brewery and the stadium and all this shit. Okay. And this chick, these waitresses before 9/11 and pre-Obama made well over $100,000 a year in tips alone. And this was in 97, 98, 99-ish. And, you know, what did they do with that money? Well, most of them were renters. They were young, they were in their 20s. Um, okay, so that's all cool, right? So, what happens when you report your taxes? Okay, you report, hey, here's, when you go to pay your taxes, you report what your wage was, and then you put your tips on there, but you're not going to report the entire thing. Like if you were making 100, you're probably going to report like 60. I, I know I might be going, people might dispute this. So I know for a fact, because there was a girl, and I have told this story on one of my channels or whatever. There have been customers of mine that I wrote real estate contracts for, or where I was trying to get them pre-approved for a loan for a house that they could afford, but and had the money and had the savings and shit, but their income reported was too low to get a loan with the mortgage company, to get a loan with the car company, right? To an auto loan, um, to buy a luxury item, to take out a loan to, I mean, for whatever. And they go by reported income, what is stated on your taxes. If you're not paying taxes on the tips and you report your full income, you're going to be qualified for that mortgage, for that luxury apartment or condo that you want. Let's not forget. Okay. If you work on tips, rental companies ask for pay stubs and employment verification. Okay. And if you're not, and normally in Milwaukee, it's 3 times you have to make, your income has to be 3 times the rent, what the rent is. So if the rent is 1,000 a month, you need to make 3 times that. And I'm just giving examples. But if you know what I'm saying, so this is important. So let's talk about Tom Markle more. So just fuck this one up too. I knew I would because I'm so what Thomas Markle doesn't understand is we're entering a new age of extreme growth and prosperity in the United States. There is one reason why he might be leaving Mexico, and I will tell you why. I believe that based on his move, that it's very possible, okay, that, and I could pull up articles and shit like that, but you're going to just have to take my word. During Biden, when all these people came in, crime did go down in the area that he lives in, or the area of Mexico. In Mexico and other South American states, countries. And a lot of boomers, especially from out west in California and shit, decided to pack up and move because the cost of living was lower and the crime was lower, and it was like a fantasy. It was like a dream. Now that people are probably self-deporting and there could be some skirmishes down there, and that we can do another time. And hopefully I'll be able to come across some reports concerning this to back up my statements, but I'm pretty sure I'm probably right. Uh Perhaps he's feeling the heat, feeling not so relaxed. But that's just a big question mark. Now let's continue on. It's an exclusive interview. Like anybody could get this if they wanted, but whatever. I mean, you know what I mean? It's just okay. He reveals why he's moving to other side of the world. He doesn't even have anything. This is bullshit. And what it means for his hopes of ever seeing his grandchildren. Well, first and foremost, he doesn't have any grandchildren. From Megan. I mean, you know, and hang on a minute. 1 second. One moment.